let's enjoy a little bit of comedy from Ross Noble, the scatterbrain comedian. And if you do enjoy, then why not go down there and click the like button and subscribe?
I'll tell you what, right, the fact that the BBC won this, so I'm trying, not to swear too much, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to, curb the language, obviously, telly, and all that, and which is tricky for me, because I just got married to an Australian, and that's knackered it, because those people swear like you wouldn't, but look at them clapping already over there.
You say that, but when we came to Australia last September, I found I was swearing more than any Australian that I met. And I'm sure the Aussies are meant to have a fouler language than us. I felt a little bit bad, if I'm honest.
Too fucking right, mate! Bloody hell, we talk like because that's how my wife talks. Exactly like that. She looks like an angel, sounds like Alf off Home and Away. There you go.
The funny thing about that is, what you should pick up from this, if you're Australian, is what the English or British see about Australia is mainly from things such as Home and Away, Neighbours and whatnot. So don't be offended if, there's a set way that we think of your country, because you bring it on yourselves by showing us Neighbours and Home and Away. I'm just saying.
I say she looks like an angel. I mean metaphorically, obviously. I don't mean she walks around in the nude playing a harp. I've asked her, she won't. Because I'm not easy to live with, to be perfectly honest, I know, oh, really? You don't strike us as that.
Who would say that?
No, because I'm like this all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's fine for you. Watch the show, leave. That's the way. She's got it just... There's a fine line between spouse and carer. Do you know what I
mean? As I said, it's this whole complete scatterbrain, isn't it? Anything he seems to think comes out. And if he's like that all the time, that must be a bit of a challenge.
It's just non-stop all the time. I just can't help myself. Just absolute bollocks coming out of me. I've had Jehovah's Witnesses, right, come to our house, right? Leave. She's gone out 3 hours later, she's come back, and they're there like that going, well, see you then. You've certainly given us a lot to think about. Oh, I suppose there could be a giant space monkey that controls the whole of it.
It's mental.
But because what I've tried to do in the past, right, and this is where I always fell down, is in relationships, I'd always try and pass myself off as the strong, silent type. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I did, and it worked for about 4 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of standing there like that, just trying to be all sort of moody and interesting, and that's how I do moody and interesting there. Just wobble my leg. It looks more like I've had some kind of spinal injury there, but And I always wanted to do that thing, because this is the thing that used to strike fear into my heart in a relationship. It would always happen, right? When you're there and you'd hear, what are you thinking?
Don't ask.
Now, that's a bad thing to ask me at any given time, do you know what I mean? Because there's probably quite a lot of odd stuff knocking around in there, do you know what I mean? I always wanted to turn around and just go, be all kind of romantic and Byron-esque about it, and just go, what was I thinking, my dear? I was merely thinking how the splendor of the day was counted only by the radiance of your beauty. But I would always panic at that moment, and I'd sort of freak out a bit and not get it right in my head, and I'd be standing there trying to like that, and they'd say, what are you thinking? And I'd go, do you think ghosts change their clothes? What? That's all you're thinking, was it? Well, they're in haunted houses. It must get dusty. I mean, do they just change the clothes, or do they change themselves? That's all you're staring out of a window, and that was not all I was thinking, was it? I was thinking, and I'm desperately going, I was thinking, how comes Mr. Universe has only ever been won by contestants from Earth? Hey?
That's true.
Does that not strike you as just a little bit weird?
The problem is, when, say, your wife, Charlie, for example, asks me what I'm thinking, she wants something romantic and lovey-dovey, and I don't normally think like that. And similar, I will have the most random thoughts in my head. But if you say what you're thinking, it never comes kind of with a, oh, that's interesting. It's, oh, you couldn't just be nice for once, or something along those lines.
Never once in the history of that competition have they ever gone, and the winner is Swingo from the planet Usually by this point, the woman concerned would have left, edging away down the garden path slowly. I don't want to be with you anymore. I hadn't even got to the bit about converting the garage into a special operations room, It's easily done, right? What you do is you get a table like that, and you just put like some maps of the local area on the table, put a couple of bedside lamps underneath like that, just to light it nicely, and then a low lamp, like a billiard lamp, that'll do you, above. Make sure you trim the fringe off, make it look professional. Then all you do is you just have toy cars on there, and you get like a brush, and you cut the bristles off, and you use that to push the toy cars around. It's a beautiful thing. That's great, that. Women laughing and just blokes just going. That's genius, that is. I say we make him our leader. So we got married, right? And it's weird because marrying an Australian, right? I've ended up with like an Australian family, which is just, it's odd, because they're all like really healthy and fit and playing football and having barbecues, and I don't really fit into the whole equation, do you know what I mean? I kind of like, they're all, hey, and that, and I'm on all the photographs like a bleeding vampire on the end.
He doesn't look like someone that will cope well in the sun. Ross Noble does look like a mix between a sort of a golem, an elf, just some sort of weird creature, doesn't he?
He's like me. Do you want a steak, mate? Would you like a steak? Don't say that word. Please don't cook the steak. I will suck the bloody goodness from it.
It's mental. Snowball, it's just an absolute head case. No wonder why he's sweating so much, because he just doesn't stop. It's almost sometimes quite hard to keep up because there is so much coming out all the time. But he is funny. He is funny. You've got to enjoy that style of comedy to like him. But I suppose that's the same with a lot of comedians. You've got to be interested in that crazy wackiness that, random thoughts come out of his head and he says them. It would be hard work, though, wouldn't it? You would feel, I reckon you'd feel quite tired if you've watched one of his stand-up comedy shows, a full-length one. Luckily, this was just live at the Apollo, so it's little small bits, but just mental. Just absolutely crazy. I've got nothing else to say. But thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. I need to lie down now.